only see in one dimension. They kind of like see in a tunnel per se, I guess you could say. And then like, you know, humans live within a 3D, three-dimensional. Oh no, sorry, four-dimensional. We live within a four-dimensional, but we can see between three and four. Like we can see a little more than three, but we
What is a
can't quite see
dimension? You
four.
haven't really answered what dimension is. You've just used it with numbers. You know,
I'm trying
there's
to explain it right now.
first, third,
It's
and
just long.
fourth. What is a dimension? Try
A
not using the word. It might help.
Try using what? Sorry.
Try not using the word. Like if you ask me what,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
if you asked me what a shoe was, and I just said, well, a shoe is a
Yes.
shoe.
You're
So
right.
I'll
Oh
tell
my
you.
gosh.
It's a
I'm
word.
so dumb.
But it's a shoe.
Yes. Okay. Yes, you're right. Okay. It is a perception. It is a perception.
A perception.
Yes. Oh, I like that. A different vibration of existence. I like that. Oh, thank you,
So,
Heather.
just to clarify, a dimension is a perception.
Yes. Yes.
In what way?
Of existence. I kind of like what Vampire Griffin said. You know, like how ants are like limited to like if you've ever looked it up or known this, like ants can only see like so little, like they kind of see through a tunnel, but we can see like a lot of things through our eyes, you know, like we can kind of see like things pop out in front of us. Like, you know, kind of like in a movie theater, like where things pop out in front of you, like, but we can see a little better than that.
We can see better, but in what way are you saying we see better that it makes it a dimension?
It all coexists with each other. So I'm trying to
That's
say,
not really, uh, that's not really clarifying much.
clarify. Maybe you should ask me a different question.
You were saying spirituality is a world, and that world, instead of a planet, is a dimension. And that,
Yes.
in what way is, in what way is that a world?
I don't know how to answer that. But in my opinion, the spiritual world is 5D and up.
5D.
Yes.
How are you? Could your understanding of dimension be mistaken?
Mistaken. Just mistaken? Was that the end of the question? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. No, I don't think so. But I love everyone in their differing opinions. I don't hate anybody for differing opinions or thinking differently. Differing opinions.
some of the same questions, but
Or maybe not.
we'll see.
I'm excited. I love being challenged because I want to know things, and the only way to know things is to be challenged.
Okay, so oh gosh, why do you turn it up so loud?
Hello. We're listening to the Bad Collide live.
Spirituality. All belief systems have some truth.
Yes.
So if all of them have some truth, like what makes any of them special or meaningful?
None of them.
Are special or meaningful?
I don't think any of them are, in my opinion. And see, that's what I love about these lives, is that like I know that like I just love these lives. Like cause I doing these lives has actually helped me like and sorry, I'm not trying to get off track. But I think all religion hurts people for the most part, because none of it is fully true. And if you follow something that's not fully true, it's going to take you off your path, and it's not going to be all natural. But like I said, all people are different too. And so like, that's why I don't agree with sin. Like, I don't think sin is even like a thing, because, everything is right and wrong for different people.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, sorry. I think I'm talking too much.
You're fine. I'm just trying to fix the audio a little bit on our end.
Barfing Toaster, if you want my opinion, I think yes, some people can have access to the 5D world.
Access.
And I
Can you have
believe it's all
access?
perception based.
It's all perception, bro. Wow. Smoke this real quick.
Dimension, a measurable extent of a physical property such as length, width, height, and weight. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I don't mean to not talk about the wrong thing. Sometimes I do that. I'm sorry, Barfing Toaster.
Okay, now, does it sound better?
Yes, it sounds a lot better.
Yeah, it's a lot better, yeah, because somebody insists on using the mic with the shitty mic cable, and I just, like, can't do the background noise, so I switched the mic. I'm getting a look. Everything sounds better on this mic because there's no feedback.
It sounds really good.
Thank you.
Frogs are loud.
Thought that it would be nicer for everybody, myself included. So where is...
That frog chirp is ouch.
I'll turn that up a little bit. Okay, so you were talking about dimensions a minute ago,
Chirp. Chirp.
but not like
Chirp.
width and height.
Well, yes, that's the interesting thing.
No, I can't hear
I
him.
think it's up to our brain power in order to perceive those things. Like, because I think, again, opinion, I think we live within a 4D world, but the
4D.
human perception is somewhere in between 3D and 4D. So we can see a little better than 3D, but we can't quite see 4D. But I think our minds are capable of reaching a 5D perception, even if our eyes can't exactly reach that perception.
What is a 5D perception? Like, what does that mean?
A perception that can see more than the eyes can see. Like, kind of like when you're reading people's faces and you're like, they kind of look mad, but they're not showing it. That kind of thing.
So, just like our ability to,
See what's hard to see.
well, so like it's part of like how humans are social, right? Like the sense for facial expressions and like the social cues. This is like a thing that we intuit or that we learn through our interactions, and it's a survival thing, really, right? We
Yes.
need the community. We need to be around other people, so we have to learn how to be able to interact in the group. I don't know if it's anything. I don't know that I would say that there's like anything kind of like supernatural or anything to it. It's just it's really ultimately a survival thing.
Yes, okay. I see exactly what you're saying, and that makes total sense. And I'm not going to use that point again in conversation. Thank you.
Oh well, thank you for hearing me. Actually,
Yeah, of course.
so do you? What does your sense of spirituality do for you?
It motivates me to keep going because life is hard, very hard. I was born with disabilities and I didn't know how to keep moving without a reason. And that reason brought me to me and made me realize how important I am and everyone else. That is what spirituality has helped me do. But again, I'm not saying that is the right thing for everyone because I was telling your that guy earlier, everything affects everyone differently, kind of like medicine. What works for you is going to be good for you. And see, I could be thinking all these things and they could just be fake. You know what I mean?
Does it matter to you if they are?
No.
Hello, Andromeda.
No, it doesn't matter to me and I'll answer that honestly because I think
Why
everyone
does
else
it
would
not
say
matter?
because I think as long as everyone is happy, that's what matters. And I feel like I just said that wrong. I hope I said that right.
So, and okay, so you said that it motivates you, right?
Yes.
What is it motivating? Like, I understand that it gives like meaning or something, but like, what is the motivation or the meaning? Like, what is there that you are being motivated towards?
Gotcha. Thank you. That there is something bigger than this out there.
What does that mean? Bigger than this, like a being or like an afterlife or like a, I don't know, whatever it might be.
Perfect. That the story doesn't end when I pass, that it keeps going.
Your story or just the bigger story? Like, do you necessarily have to continue?
All of it. Because I don't want to, that would suck being alone. you know.
What about non-existence?
That scares me
Why?
because even though life hurts, I enjoy is existing.
Would you know the difference if you didn't exist?
No.
So, why is it scary then?
That's a good point. I guess maybe because I feel like I hold value and everyone else holds value. I guess that's my perception.
Can have you ever had a pet?
Yes.
Does was that did that pet have value to you?
Yes.
Did that pet eventually not exist anymore?
Yes.
Does that make that pet's life any less meaningful to you?
No. But only because of spirituality. That's a very interesting question. But if it wasn't for spirituality, if spirituality was out of my picture, then I would have answered that the opposite way.
Why would the pet not existing anymore make it less meaningful to you without spirituality? I think I said that right.
Because I want them to exist with me.
So the best cat I ever had, I like cats. The best cat I ever had, he unalived last year, and it has not stopped sucking. But like, just because, so I don't have any spiritual beliefs, just to be clear. I think that once you're gone, non-existence, done,
Yes.
a whole deal, but just because he doesn't exist anymore does not make the time I got with him or his life any less meaningful to me. Like, it still impacts me in the same way.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I'm wondering how, like, if you can put yourself in this place, right? How would the pet's life become less meaningful or impact you less just because you without the idea of like some beyond life?
Oh, wow. Whoa.
We've been asked a couple times tonight why we do this, and this is one of the reasons I do this. This what's happening right now.
Yes, and I love that for you. And like, you know what I hate though is when like Christians like, like and cuz I said this and I feel like I should go over this and I didn't realize this until now. I hate it when they go like, "Oh, it's whatever works for you, whatever makes you feel good." And that but yet they think that, "Oh, if you don't have a God in your life, if you don't think that they exist, then that must be bad for you and you must always feel bad." I don't think that way. I don't think that way. I love
No,
that for you.
and I'm in no way trying to like diminish your spirituality, right? Like, I'm just
Yes.
trying to put the thought process in a different, like see if we can think outside our own boxes.
Yes, change the perspective, widen it.
Right, right. And it doesn't even have to, that doesn't necessarily mean change anybody's mind, but just like be able to, if you can think about things from a view that is outside your own, you have many more like possibilities of things you can learn.
Yes. Yes. And that is the exact kind of person I am. The way my thoughts go, I think of all the possibilities. I don't just go one direction or another because someone says so.
So, back to the question.
Yes.
How is the pet's meaningfulness diminished by its non-existence in a non-spiritual, like, now that you've put yourself in that place, right?
Yes.
Is your answer still the same, that their non-existence, that without some sort of spiritual view, their meaningfulness is diminished by their non-existence? Would your answer still be the same there?
I'm so sorry. I think I said that backwards on accident. Before when I answered that. I'm so sorry. I didn't I
No, you're fine.
so if they with the spiritual sense, I feel like the meaning, like it's still there, but if it was all true, it wouldn't, it's not so bad for me because, like, oh, I'll see them again. Like, I'm being selfish and, like, but then with the other way around, that is so interesting. That is so interesting. Oh my gosh, I love this right now. It's the same pretty much, though. There's very little difference. Very little. Very little. Wow, that is so cool. Oh, I love this.
Could it be that meaningfulness is only really defined by like our subjective minds? Like we define what is meaningful and how meaningful it is and why it is meaningful as individuals?
100%. Yes.
What is meaningful to you?
Experience and connection.
How much do you value these things like in your everyday life?
Probably to the maximum, to be honest.
How do you display this?
By living, by not holding anything back, by dipping into my emotions, living my emotions, living life outside of my house.
Good evening, Duragon. Or good morning. Good middle of the night, actually.
Hello, Duragon.
Thank you. Hello. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well.
Better
Thank you.
today than...
Good.
Did you have questions?
I was hoping to ask some questions, but I can after a while was done.
Um,
I think they were about to say something.
I think so.
Yes, I'm all good. I loved this and I'm totally willing to pass it on
Oh, but
right now.
I was actually here to ask you some questions.
Oh, me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe if you could give me a little bit of insight in your understanding of value.
Okay. Like she said, everyone's perception of value is based on their perception. And so like everybody's values are so different. And sorry, I hope I'm answering your question properly.
You're doing great.
Okay. And so it's almost like value is valueless. I hope I'm saying that right.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I'm sure values are important to each individual, but it's kind of maybe I'm not still saying that right. I feel like values are
well, I think maybe I could probably ask the question a little bit simpler and maybe in parts, so it might be easier.
okay.
You said that you apply value to the maximum.
To experience and emotions, happiness, things like that, like experiencing, living.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're great.
Okay.
Are you aware of the value that you're placing on things when you do?
I believe so.
Hmm.
But I could be wrong.
Sure. So one of the things that I value, and I try to be aware of this as often as I can, is my ability to be able to breathe through my nose when I'm not sick,
Okay.
because when I am sick and I can't, um, it's there's an issue there.
Yes.
This okay. So you're following.
Yes.
So this would be one of the things that maybe I wouldn't say it's to the maximum because I don't really know what that would look like. But at times when I do catch myself doing that, like just being like, "Oh man, it's really nice not to be sick right now." Do you catch yourself doing something along those lines with anything else within your life?
Yes, I do.
Do you think you might be able to give me an example, or like one or two, or
Yes. Being able to drive, being able to walk, being able to eat what I want.
yeah?
And having a family, I guess. And friends.
What is the experience that you have of this when you think about it, right, like just like you're doing right now, but when you look at it as something that was not crossing your mind at the moment?
Repeat that?
Oh god, it's kind of a weird one. I get it. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm trying to think of how do I say this in English so it
Okay.
makes sense, because
You're fine. Take your time. I love this right now.
sure. So right now, when you talk about you having the ability to drive or to, like, eat food and have that experience of like
Yes.
your mouth actually doing the work to chew, and when you close your eyes and you taste what something tastes like, and all of the sensations that follow this, and just the process your body goes through while having this experience. What is your experience of something like that when you're realizing this, that you were not paying attention to this prior, when you were just doing it as an action, thoughtlessly?
I was more selfish than thought of myself more than other people then.
Can you tell me about that selfishness?
Like, I never considered other people's thoughts or feelings as much. I was younger, but
Sure.
still.
Do you value other people's thoughts and feelings?
Yes.
Is that a selfish thing to do?
I don't believe so.
Hmm. Do you feel like you have anything to gain from other people's thoughts and feelings?
Yes.
Would it would it stand to reason for you to have some type of selfishness there because you have something to gain from that?
I love where you're going with this. And because of that change, I do tend to sometimes go a little too far into that. I have to remind myself to think about myself and think about my own thoughts and feelings and remember me and not just other people. It created a people pleaser in me, in a sense. But I don't hate it. I love pouring into other people's cups, and and as long as I remember to pour into my own cup, it's fun. But there's still a struggle there. There's still a balance that I'm trying to fight there right now, even in my life.
Okay.
I would
Yeah,
love to know
sure.
why what your reasoning for asking these are, if you want to share.
Yeah, my thought process for stuff like this is usually um it's gonna be threefold. The first is gonna be uh I would like to know how deep a rabbit hole goes. That's gonna be number one. The second part is gonna be how black and white are we really looking at things, and how much of the gray are we able to pull out of this, and how wide is that spectrum. Um, and the third reason is going to be I want to be able to challenge you, and I want to be able to challenge myself.
I love that.
Sure.
So if I had to say, if there was a religion that I followed more than the others, it would probably be the LDS. But here's the spicy part.
Whoa.
I am a man, but I'm gay. And I accept it.
Why LDS?
Sorry, what was that?
Why LDS?
Because it feels more right than the others. Though I guess
What feels right about it?
Ironically, the Bible. But I know that's stupid because
The Bible
I also...
or the Book of Mormon?
The Bible. Not the Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon is no-go. 0.
Then
For
why
me.
LDS?
Because I think the Bible was once something that was true, and now it's corrupted.
And you think the LDS solves for that?
And I think the LDS what?
Solves for that problem?
Solves?
Yeah, if you think it was true and now it's corrupted, but you think that the LDS is like the thing you're most inclined towards, would it not solve for the problem of corruption?
No, because LDS is now corrupted with the Bible.
Why LDS then?
Kind of like when you're listening to a song and like, I don't know how to make this make sense. Like,
were you raised in it?
Yes, I was.
Okay, there you go. That's all you have to say. That makes sense. That makes it make sense. Do you still attend church?
No.
are you still? Do you still belong to a? Fuck, what is it called? I always forget.
Temple.
No, not
Denomination?
temple. No, not. It's like your. Martha says it all the
Community?
time. Yeah, but there's a specific name. And the LDS have a specific name for your like local community. Anyway,
Ward.
Ward. That's it. Thank you. Do you still
No.
like participate? No. Did you
I-
take your name
nothing.
off the record?
Yes, I don't read the Bible. I don't go to church. I don't preach God.
You
I
took
don't
your
do
name
any
off the
of that.
records?
Yes.
Okay, I'm like so confused. This is interesting.
Sorry.
No, you're
How
good,
much do
you're
you
good.
know about the LDS Duragon?
Probably not enough, because like once I started
sorry.
seriously.
Sorry, I was asking Duragon how much he knew.
Oh,
about
I'm
the
so
LDS.
sorry.
No, you're fine. I just.
I mean, not like a huge amount, but enough to, you know.
I was just
I don't
wondering.
know. Well, I mean,
So-
yeah,
So when I asked if he took his name off the records, it's because the church keeps
yeah,
like everybody's name is on a record, and
right,
you have
yes.
to when you leave, you have to ask them to take it off. And sometimes they don't.
Okay.
But that's just I don't know if that's true. If true for you, I just know a couple of people who have had a hard time with it.
Okay.
But so if you went as far as taking your name off the record, why would you still like think that it holds some sort of validity? Like that's what's confusing.
Because I think we were all made by the same thing, per se. And I think. I'm just gonna sound stupid.
It's okay.
It's fine.
I think we were all made by the same thing. And I think we all have a piece of that thing in us. And I do my best to engage in that in order to figure out what's right and wrong, which I kind of went over that earlier. Right and wrong is a very controversial thing in general with each individual, because right and wrong can be different for one person to another. Like, for example, one person might really benefit from this medicine, but if another person takes that, they might pass away, for example.
Renee, did you just come back in here? Have you been in here this last like 5 or 10 minutes? Because you might think this is an interesting thing. Wild. Could it be that you still hold this belief that like there is some truth or validity or rightness to the LDS simply because of indoctrination?
Yes.
If you can acknowledge and recognize that, what steps do you have any interest in changing it?
Yes.
I was going to say no is an acceptable answer. That's like okay, but what steps might you or have you taken towards like changing that mindset, or how do you think one would change that mindset?
By challenging the Bible, by actually reading it and then challenging it with real world logic.
It seems to me that you have left the church completely.
Yes.
Has this alienated you from your community?
Ironically, no.
That's good, I'm glad.
Hmm.
In fact, they kind of followed me.
Did they? Oh,
They
good.
did.
Good for you. Do you live in a like heavily Mormon populated area, or is it like
Yes.
Utah?
It's It's Idaho, but ironically, I'm telling you, Idaho is worse than Utah.
I lived in Idaho. You don't have to tell me. Used to live in Idaho.
So you know.
Yeah, used to live in Idaho. I know all about it. Southern Idaho. Oh yeah. God,
Oh, dude,
yeah.
so bad.
Yeah. No,
My-
I used to live in Boise and drive back and forth between Boise and Ogden all the time. So I know.
Ooh.
My in-laws used to live up in Bonners Ferry, like 30 minutes from the Canadian border.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, Northern Idaho's scary, but
Oh, it was beautiful. It was like just in the middle of nowhere and just
Yes.
beautiful mountain and beautiful just
Northern Idaho's racist and Southern Idaho's all Mormons, and that's what it is. What it is. But
Beautiful
So-
but scary.
so, oof. Your community is like very, very LDS then, and
Yes.
and you are very openly left the church,
Yes.
but you're very tolerant of it, and they're tolerant of you.
Yes.
That's really
At least from what I'm not saying the church is tolerant of me because of my personality traits, for example, but
But just like the people you interact with on the day to day.
yes. That one's questionable too. Because I'm telling you, there is a lot, like you said, there's a lot of racism, there's a lot of homophobia, there's a lot of judgment happening. So
Yeah,
it's kind
Idaho's
of
a
hard
scary
to say.
place.
And just like I said earlier, I'm kind of a people pleaser, so like, I kind of view everything in what is that O word? Like seeing everything in seeing the
Optimism?
brighter side. Yes. Yes.
So is it that you really think that could be any validity, or you see like any truth to the LDS, or is it that you live in this community with all these LDS people and need to like survive in this community, and so you kind of just people please your way on through, and this LDS world that you're navigating, and because I don't hear anything like my entire family lives in
Yeah.
like Davis County, Utah, right? Like
Okay.
I have interacted with Mormons, like, and they're not, my family isn't Mormons, but like I've been around it a lot, right? I've had a lot of these conversations, and
Yeah.
the people, like, I don't hear any LDS in you, but I hear that you are surrounded by it. It is your community, and in that way, you have to kind of like just like fit into it.
Yeah. Oh no. I was gritting my teeth as you were saying that because I was like, oh no, that could be so very true, and I'm still just like detaching from it,
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it kind of, and there's nothing wrong with like the choices. There's nothing wrong with the choices that you're making, or like the way you interact with this or anything, right? Like I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that it doesn't sound
Okay.
like you actually think it's true
Yes.
in any way.
I wanted to ask a couple of questions kind of leaning into Christianity and Mormonism.
Yes. Yes.
I guess maybe I wasn't here earlier to maybe ask this one. Do you mind telling me how old you are, just so I can get a gauge on span of time within theology?
Of course. 27 as of today.
Oh,
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
You're a Cancer. You're a Cancer. Is it still Cancer season?
Actually, I'm a Leo. Just barely.
Oh, just
But
barely.
I have Cancer traits.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. No.
So I'm guessing you were born into the faith.
Yes.
Okay. When did you walk away?
Probably 6 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But you still hold I mean, it's kind of hard to wash yourself completely out of these things, whether it's the trauma of indoctrination or the deconstruction of whatever beliefs you had to what they end up becoming. Have you read the Bible completely?
No.
Okay. Yeah, most people haven't, and it's not really. It's I think it's okay. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, it don't
Yeah.
take very much to, read into it and be like, oh, that don't make sense, you know? You know?
Sure. Um. What would be the distinction between some other type of Christian versus like Mormonism that if you were to I don't know, maybe choose is not the right word. I have issues with that. Um, but what would be the determining factor for you to lean in towards Mormonism over some other type of denomination of Christianity? And if you don't know, that's okay too. Just
Probably nothing. I think I lean more into Christianity than I do Mormonism, to be honest, to be fully honest, because I think I see the judgment happening heavier in the Mormons. It's kind of ironic that like you'll
okay.
see like
I get what you're saying.
it's kind of ironic though because like you'll see like these people who are so hard in their religion but yet they don't actually follow it properly.
Hmm.
And like, sure, cool, good for you. I mean, as long as you're happy, but a lot of times they're kind of hurting others, like by making them smaller, demeaning them.
Does an individual's happiness, like, is an individual's happiness necessarily that important if it is doing harm to one or many others?
Not to me, in my opinion. They lose, personally, they lose my value. I don't know how to say that, but I know you know what I'm saying. They lose their value. And I think it depends on how intense that goes, like how far they choose to go down that path, like is how much they lose my personal value for their value. Sorry. My perception of their value. There we go.
Do you
I
consider
do not.
value and respect the same?
Good. Good. I don't I can't understand justifying those things other than ignorance, which is like lack of education, right? I mean that is a lot of people, unfortunately. But yeah, don't, and I can't understand. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, you get it.
No. Good. I mean, I would kind of want to hear where that was.
Um,
If that's okay.
yes. Um, like I don't. There was two sides to this. I don't get how people can justify it, and or I can't see how people would just be neutral with it. Like, oh, like, it's okay, God will save you, or either or like, oh, anyway.
There is a thought process that is taught, maybe subconsciously, I'm not sure. Well, definitely subconsciously by certain people within theology, um, where confusion is an okay place to be.
Yes.
And I think we need to be a little bit aware of that and have um, some kind of empathy towards that.
Yes.
And I could give you an example. It'd be something more along the lines of um, you're created in the image of God, but at the same time, your righteousness is going to be equal to filthy rags.
Yeah.
So, you're horrible. You're a sinner. All of these horrible things, but at the same time, you're created in the image of God.
Yeah.
So, and you know, there are reasons behind teaching things in this way, and I think it is important to understand that. It does give us the ability to have a little bit of more empathy towards people who are in that state, because I do think it's not necessarily fair to be judging people on things that they can't really control.
Yes.
You know.
Good morning,
and-
Renee.
Hello.
Oh, hi, good morning. I was gonna let that play or finish through.
Sure. I'll end my plane real quick, I guess. I think it's just to make it simple. When we look at people who don't necessarily understand like the critical thinking that goes behind something like this, there's reasons behind it. Just we need to maybe tread a little bit lightly, like give a little bit of push, just to invoke a little bit of critical thinking, but at the same time, the purpose of doing something like that is not to break somebody out of like an understanding or a belief they have. We're not trying to like traumatize people with it.
Yes.
Hi, good morning. My name is Renee, and I am somebody who just left the church about 6 years ago. So I'm very familiar with the Mormon church, very familiar with the things that are taught. I wanted to actually, if I could, ask a couple of questions before asking any more about the Christianity and the Bible. It's to see if it might help in, and also happy birthday, by the way, to see if it might help in like getting a better understanding of what it is that you're, what you love most about kind of sticking with, or what's most comfortable about sticking with this.
Okay. Thank you, and I love you.
So
We love Renee. She's great.
already loved. Wouldn't that be nice if that's what Mormonism offered too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
What do you value? What are your values?
Other people's thoughts and emotions and other people's existence.
Okay. What grounds you?
Reality. Because sometimes my thoughts can pull me away from reality. So remembering like my senses, like I'm sitting here breathing and there's nothing happening. I'm just sitting here and I'm still alive, and for example, because I ground in many ways.
Sure. Okay. When there's suffering, what gives you meaning?
That the suffering is going to take me to a better place. It's going to teach me something.
Mm-hmm. When you're choosing kind of an action, something like a choice in your life, there's just like a crossroads, two ways you can go. What helps you to feel like certain about your choices? Or at least okay with your choices.
Yes.
Comfortable with.
That's a really good question. Wow. Okay, so that one's a hard one for me to answer because I'm not sure if you heard this, but Batcolite, the host, I was telling her that I struggle to balance the value with me and everyone outside of me. And so I hope you see where I'm going with that. So like I have to try to remind myself, think about me. Think about
Mm-hmm.
me more than other people, and what's going to be more comfortable for
Mm-hmm.
me is what helps me decide, make hard decisions.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. I think I do see where you're going with that. Are there parts of you that feel that you ever have to justify yourself to the world or to others?
Yes.
Okay. And when those parts come up, how do you justify yourself?
When that happens, I actually struggle to justify myself more because I feel smaller and weaker in those moments.
Mm-hmm. Those are moments that make you feel vulnerable.
Yes.
Okay. What part of God or a God fulfills that part of you that feels weaker?
That no matter my characteristics, I am valued because I was made by him.
So it's this idea that there's like this eternal being who gave you purpose in just existing. Is that
Yes.
okay? No, don't laugh at that too hard. I mean, right? Like
Okay.
it was a comforting thought, I think, for me
Yeah,
as
it
well.
is. It
Yeah.
does sound stupid though.
I'm
So,
wondering then. Oh, go ahead, Kat.
well, I was just gonna I don't know, Renee, if you've been here for any of these. I think more probably have taken place in the Discord, but me and Philly have this like ongoing conversation that we've been having for months, kind of about this, like how God gives you and every other person, like this inherent value, right? Like you just have it because you exist. And this has been a really like big like discussion that Philly has been having with herself and with some of us during her like as she's been going through this whole deconstruction thing, is that this like struggling with the idea of not having that anymore, right?
Yes.
So it's like it's not just you, like this is a thing that other people also feel and see and recognize, is kind of what I was getting at.
Okay. And it made total sense to me. I knew where you were going with that. And I love that you mentioned that. Thank you.
Yeah, there's definitely like, especially through the LDS faith, if anybody wants some quick education on it, you get this message that there's this pre-existence, right? That we were formed before we were ever, we were spirit beings that were created with purpose, and that we had choice. And when we came to this earth, we knew what we were signing up for. And so any struggle that we might have or anything that we might see is like, where's my purpose? Whether we find it or not, there's something about the LDS faith that sort of says it'll come eventually. There's like you didn't sign up for nothing. And every trial kind of has like a good, like there's something that you can learn from it in the end. So I wanted to kind of like preface that first, because I want to make sure that you understand that I know where that's coming from when I ask whether you can find purpose in and worth in just being in the present moment.
No.
Does the present moment provide safety for you in any way?
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
Okay. So like you can see the present moment as something that like okay, I can ground myself in this. I know that this is real. I heard you talk about that,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
What is that barrier then between that and being able to find purpose? If there's safety here, why is there not purpose in this world?
Because if our story ends when we get old, where is the purpose if it all ends?
Do all people
If the
get old?
Yes. Well, no, technically not, but all people pass.
Okay. So it doesn't matter, like, as long as a person lived at all, a breath even.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it will end anyway.
Where does it go?
That's a good question.
Also, what
The
is
Bible
this?
claims everywhere.
Wait, the Bible claims everywhere?
The Bible claims everywhere. The Bible claims once you pass that and see, this is the way I perceive it is when you pass, when your body is done, you ascend and you move into a higher dimension, kind of like how ants can see in 1D and then humans can see in between 3 and 4D, but we live within a 4D world.
Yeah,
At least
and then
that's
we
what I
get
thought.
and then we get a glorified body.
Sorry, say that again.
And then we get a glorified body.
Yes.
But okay.
Or we become a glorified being per se.
I'm okay.
Do you mean like a ministering angel? Or what do you mean by glorified being? Because I know, like, where the question is coming from, like, about a glorified body, that I understood, but do you mean like a glorified being, like, that maybe there's not, like, I'm guessing that you mean that, like, it's not necessarily that you become a celestial, like, immediate ticket to celestial kingdom, but that there's another place that you may be in the interim. Do you believe in eternal progression at all?
Yes.
Okay. So you think that, okay, I gotcha. I think then, because there are some facets of the LDS faith that, like, were passed through, and some that didn't always make it to every LDS person. So, like, and you'll know, like, what I mean when I say that would be more deep doctrine, right?
Yes.
Okay. Would that bother you if there was no eternal progression? If, like, after you passed, wherever you were is where you stayed?
Yes, it would bother me.
Okay. What would bother you about it?
Because evolving is so fun. Becoming better is so much fun. I mean, it hurts, but it's so much fun, and I want to keep doing it forever.
What would be detrimental to thinking about being able to just evolve now in ways that would not limit you the way that belief might? Is my question making sense?
Can you repeat it, or would that
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So what if that, I'll reword it. What if that belief limits you now from progressing? now?
That would blow my mind. And I would love to have my mind blown.
Okay. I want to be careful about blowing minds. I'm very mindful about blowing
Ooh,
minds. So,
girl, be harsh. I'm
okay.
telling you right now. I'm really good with when people are straight.
Yeah.
I'm really good
Okay.
when they, as gay as I
Well,
am, ironically.
do you know, I actually suffered an existential crisis, like diagnosed with one by a therapist
Oh,
when I left. And so I'm very, very careful.
I
That's why I
understand. Thank
asked
you.
you questions about what grounds you and what you value and what you find meaning in, because I wouldn't have even gone as far as I have until knowing that you have other things that sort of drive you. And it sounds like you're kind of grounded in also like a humanism. Are
Yes.
you familiar with that? Okay, yeah. So I don't think this will like totally break you. And I'm going to
Okay.
ask this kind of like almost in that direct way that you're kind of talking about, but I want to be still very careful.
I'm so excited.
Well, in
I'm
what
excited.
ways does eternal life limit the life that you have now? A presence in the moment that you have life now.
It can take away from presence. It can take away your presence.
Yeah. In what ways?
By making you lose your focus on what is immediately around you and what is immediately happening to you right now.
Mm-hmm. And in what ways can eternal life
Completely.
in what ways does an eternal life help you stay in the present moment? I would just be curious about the opposite of that. Very dialectical. My take is very dialectical, but yeah.
You're fine. No, that makes sense. The fact that I feel protected at all times,
Okay.
and that anything that ever happens to me was meant to be.
Okay. So it's easier for you to stay in the present moment if you can understand that it's a limited thing that will pass, and so you want to recognize it and be aware of it and sit in that present moment. But it helps you to sit more comfortably in the present moment if you are grounded in an idea that that you're there for a reason, that there's a
Yes.
purpose, a higher purpose. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So we're going to be looking at higher purpose, like, or this idea that like you're here for a reason. What reason do you think you are here?
To help others.
Can you help others in an eternal life?
Probably not.
What purpose would you have in your eternal life?
Maybe for other eternal purposes.
So to be continued, or
That was the best non-answer I've ever heard.
got
I
it.
love it.
Okay.
I love it. No, that is so good. Ooh, I love you so much.
I think maybe sit with that question.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I don't
will.
know. I don't think that there's like a reason to break that unless you find that there isn't a reason to hold it.
Yes, I agree. And I might come to that reason. No shit, because here's my thing. Like I just said, I literally hold this to my heart. Like, I live to evolve. And if these things aren't real and they're made up, then I'm gonna come to that conclusion because I'm smart enough to.
Sure, yeah. I'm not the biblical scholar that will help with like that area in any way, so I'll kind of defer to others' questions.
But
Yeah.
you're very smart, and you do have, I think you do have that ability. Maybe if you, like you said, understood it more, like read into it more, like sure, maybe you could have more ability to do that, but I think you do have that ability.
Yeah, I'll just say, like, when I was reading the Bible for myself, there were things that contradicted in ways that went, I don't think that God would like have us put this down on paper and then
Mm-hmm.
let so many things corrupt it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I questioned more like the validity of a Bible at all, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
that there was just like, I mean, just reading different accounts of the same event, but like with vastly different, uh, going from like even like the story of the Savior's birth, right? Like the
Yeah.
story of like the Savior of all mankind, that two different people would write about it and things, the details would be like so vastly different. It just felt like,
Right.
why? And so I sat in the why long enough to go, it doesn't matter. I don't know, but that's just me, and I'm sorry. I actually don't want to put too much of my own in this. But thank you so much for letting me question. And I just wish you the best year. Like this 27, May 27 be like an absolute dream.
So I want to add on that. I want to add on to what you said.
Mhm.
You are right. And here's the thing. So I think religion was made to control people, in my opinion. I think it was made to control people. This is why you're seeing the discrepancies that you're seeing. Like, why is there two stories that are completely different? It's to divide people. Like that's the end conclusion, is to make people hate each other for stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like it's the
Yeah.
same thing with politics. Like that's why there's a right side and a left side. There's a division there on purpose, because they're both correct. They're both correct, but they're so far in their own you know what that they're crossing their own line.
I would have a little bit of a different perspective on this, and maybe it does eventually get to the point you're making. But I think from a lot of things that I could see within how human beings just interact within societies, I don't think the religion was created to control people. I think religion existed and people found a way to use it to extort and exploit people.
I can agree with that too. I think there is some truth in that. It could go both ways. I agree with you.
Yeah, so just for the record, I am a Christian. I'm going to be extremely heretical when it comes to a lot of these things, but I am a believer.
And I love you for that.
Appreciate that.
I still believe too, but I want that to be challenged, because if it's not real, I want to know. And I need to
Well, I
hear.
mean,
Do you
I could
think that
definitely
you will ever
challenge
know
you.
what's real?
Probably not, because human perception is limited in general. That's a good question.
I will know certain things that are real.
But they always say that truth comes to light too. You know?
What is the truth? What is truth?
Truth is water. It's actually ever changing. It always changes.
Truth is going to be what conforms to reality.
How
I
can
like that
you be
answer.
certain of what conforms to reality?
To the best of our abilities, because of the sensories that we hold and our ability to be able to experience those.
Does the
Durgon
nature
has his feet so firmly on the ground.
does the nature of truth tell us anything about whether or not we are meant to understand it?
Understanding is going to be based on perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're such a Philbro sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think
I knew that would bother you. That's the only reason I said I'm sorry.
No, it's great. I love it. I think philosophy is extremely important. It's a very powerful tool for us to be able to like grow in understanding. But just don't to turn it into this bastardized thing where like, ooh, what's your premise for you know, something like that.
Do you think that I guess this is for anybody really, because but like, do you think that you can trust the way you perceive the world around you all the time?
Damn, that's a good question.
I'm gonna
How
say
reliable?
yes and no.
Like, how reliable is your sensory input? Like, your ability to, like, read what your senses are experiencing?
It's reliable enough for me to know that I'm still alive.
Good answer.
My answer is I don't know.
Cop out. No, I'm just kidding. Totally
It
kidding.
it is maybe,
Totally
but
kidding.
I'm okay with I
W.
don't
Renee.
knows.
W. Renee.
But it makes sense. Both answers make sense to me.
That's because both answers do make sense.
They do.
Yeah.
I understand the value in taking it for what it is, right? Meaning, like, you know, you perceive, your senses perceive things, and like we can just assume that we are mostly correct most of the time, right?
Yeah.
It makes things easy. But I think that there is value in stretching your understanding to a point of, like, what if we don't perceive anything how it is, right? We just perceive it in the way that makes the most sense to our brains. And it's not really how it is. I don't know that there's value in that practically, but I think philosophically there is. If philosophy is important.
Yas.
So I think a really nice way to put that and our ability to grow into it, maybe it's not that great, I don't know, is like if you think of like a number line within fractions, or you know, you start off with like, you know, it goes infinitely within fractions, like, you know, that doesn't necessarily get us anywhere, but it does give us the ability to move. I know that our sensories are, you know, we have a certain spectrum of color that we're able to see within. Outside of that, there are colors that do exist that we can't see. Within our ability to hear sounds, same thing. We hear within certain frequencies, and outside of those frequencies, other things exist. So it does keep us kind of in this space where our humanity, our physicality is lacking for us to be able to grow more.
Durgan,
sure,
I think I think I've kind of like seen in listening to you say this, like where there's a different value system here, right? So you started with, this doesn't necessarily get us anywhere, and which indicates to me that you are looking for a destination, right? And I am oftentimes
Always.
much more satisfied just wandering through. Like, I don't really care where we're going. I just want to like figure out what's all over along the way. And I think that's probably the reason for the stark philosophical differences, like in the way we think, is because you're on a mission. You're going somewhere, and I'm just kind of wandering around.
That makes me wonder then if if the truth is water, and we're all on paths, okay, like whether there's a wandering path or a path with a destination at the end, if truth is water, does a god give us different size cups, and that's going to help us gauge how wandering we can be?
That is how I see it.
Okay, why do some people get bigger cups than others?
Because some people can handle those cups, and those cups fit them, where maybe some. But I feel like the size is maybe a little. Maybe let's say cups with different characters, like one is pink and another one has flower paintings on it.
Right,
How-
what do you mean
how
by
does this-
bigger cups?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
What do you mean by bigger cups? Like,
Well, I'm wondering, okay, because when I think about like carrying water, or a vessel in which we don't have to talk about cups, but a vessel to carry that water. Truth being water here, and how wandering we can be, might allow us to understand like how much truth can we actually hold and not lose, or how much we can go in opposite or in different directions without losing safety.
Can I maybe add a perspective to this? If
No.
this helps.
Just kidding. Yes.
Oh well, I'll just.
I'm just
it's
kidding.
fine then. I'm just okay. So
Got
what if in this scenario, water isn't the truth? What if in this scenario, you are the water?
So we are truth? Or we are-
So let me try to land. The physicality that we're using, the pitcher, the cup, the bag, the jug, the vase, whatever you're putting the water in, what if that's the truth? And the water that you have doesn't necessarily fit in that one, so you put it in something else, or you drop some of it and it spills on the floor. Whatever you're putting your water in is the truth.
I could yes and this. I guess I'm basing this off of the idea that water is, or that truth is like water, that truth is not so rigid and unmalleable, based on what we were talking about before.
Mhm.
If it's a vessel, then it would be more rigid, I would think.
Yes.
I think you could put water in a bag or a silicone cup, or
Wouldn't that still limit truth?
limit what?
Truth.
Limit truth.
It
Mhm.
could shape it. Yeah, it would shape it.
In what way would it limit truth?
Well, because you can only put however much water is that bag can hold, that bag is already designed to hold. If your bag is like a bag that constantly can change, I guess that might make more
Yes.
sense in this metaphor, but I'm kind of trying to stick to the idea that truth isn't so rigid and inflexible and has no limits, as you were saying when we were talking about fractions and math,
Well,
which made my brain hurt.
sure. I think that whatever you put water in, and I don't want to get into the whole like physics of how liquids cannot be compressed and gas can, and and water
Oh,
can
that's why.
evaporate, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's just even there, we're still struggling with confines, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I went into the idea that maybe truth is the thing that we're pouring the water into, and whenever your water is too much and it doesn't fit into that container, you might
What
change
is
your container.
what is the water?
The water is you.
So whenever we are too much,
Whenever we're too much, we pour into something else, or whenever we're
how can a
not
person
enough.
be too much? I'm curious. I'm not asking that in a rude way. I know it sounded like that, but
No, you're good. When can we be too much?
how
Yeah,
can a
I
person
feel,
be too much?
sure, I feel like we're overwhelmed a lot. I feel like sometimes our capacity is just at its
What are we
maximum.
overwhelmed by?
Just
I
reality.
think
Truth? We're overwhelmed by reality, aka truth?
I think he's trying to say that sometimes we outgrow our truths because we learn more, and then like it doesn't work anymore, and we have to change like our way of thinking in order for those truths to be able to come together properly, in order for us to be able to is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah, it's kind of maybe to do this with a little bit of tongue in cheek. When I was a child, I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think he's trying to say like our way of thinking is the cup, or what we're holding the water in, and then like sometimes we have too much truth, and we're like, oh, that way of thinking doesn't work anymore, and then we have to change our way of thinking, which changes our personality and the way we act and how we behave and what we say, like, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the cup changes in your metaphor, correct?
Yeah,
The cup.
we change our cup all the time. It's
Wow.
I don't want to say like it's like pants, but sometimes we outgrow the pants that we're wearing, and sometimes we.
So God does not give us the cup. The cup is something that we have choice to change.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
All right, real quick.
Kat, you wanna? Yeah, go ahead.
No, real quick. I have had a very exhausting 10 days or so, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I got this brand new Winnie the Pooh. That's really cool. I'm really sleepy. And I probably still have more exhausting things to do in the next few days.
It's
So
bedtime.
Yes.
it is bedtime for me. I'm tagging the skeleton back in. You guys are fantastic, all of you. Renee, it was so good to see you. Durgan, always. It was nice to meet you, Wild. And chat, I told you guys earlier that you didn't matter, but you do matter so much. I love you all. That's how. Okay, Morgan, I have to tell you about this Winnie the Pooh, like in a little bit, because it's like so special and lovely and wonderful. And I'm so excited about it. Anyway, that's why I've been holding this Winnie the Pooh, because I knew that like the audience would also appreciate it because of my Pooh pantheon.
Yes.
I was getting the AI.
Yeah, and I've said it a whole bunch of times right now just to make it happen again, like about Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, I just want the AI to say we're talking about Winnie the Pooh. That's all. But yeah, I'm gonna go rest or something. I don't know. Good night. I love you
great.
all.
That's
Is that
great.
what you say?
It's great seeing you, Kat.
Good to see you.
I love you
Kat.
all.
Good to see you guys. Yeah.
I followed all of you.
Oh, yeah. I think somebody else is going to come in and host in
Oh, okay.
but I was actually thinking about what she said. So God did not give the cup. God doesn't give cups, or I mean, I'm sorry. What I was trying to say
Yeah.
is we don't change our cups willingly with free will. Is that right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm gonna be one of those heretical Christians who does not believe in free will. I'm a hard determinist, and I don't believe in choice.
Gotcha. And I think that was why maybe it was a good idea that Kat escape at that point too. I just realized that
Yes.
as Kat was like, "Whoop."
it was perfect timing for that. Yeah.
Yep, I realized that that was when that was gonna go there, and yeah, let's not. We don't need to.
Right. Yeah. Me and Kat.
Yeah,
have
just because
this
I'm not
theory.
on camera anymore, you think you can go hard determinism? Like, as soon as I leave.
I literally was like, wait a
And
minute. I withdraw.
No, it's yeah, me and Kat have had long, extensive, and hard conversations about it, and
I am actually gonna take
No,
off
they
the
were.
trail. Hello.
Hello, Renee.
Hello and goodbye though. I do
Of
need to
course.
probably get to sleep again.
Well, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
Nice to
Take
absolutely.
care, Renee. It's good seeing you, Renee.
You too. We'll see ya.
Mhm. Why do you choose determinism? That's a good one. I use my free will to choose determinism, and therefore I don't have choice or free will anymore.
I love that perspective.
That was a little bit of a, was just trying to be funny. Yeah.
I know
So
what
if
you're
there's
saying.
anyone, right? So if there's anyone who does have a belief in a god or gods or a higher power or anything of that nature, and they're open to questioning their beliefs, please feel free to request on up. There we go.
Hello, Nora. Can I get your
Hello.
age for TikTok TOS?
I'm 19.
And do you have a belief in a god or gods, higher powers, or anything like that?
Yes, I do.
And which god do you believe in?
I was raised Christian, so I think a lot of me aligns with that and maybe takes inspiration from some other religions, but I think all religions are kind of based off the same God, how I view it, at least, and just interpreted differently.
Does it matter if those interpretations conflict with each other?
I don't think so. I think all the people who have wrote scriptures about their God are all just different perspectives.
You think all the people have written about their gods have different perspectives, but does that explain why some of their gods contradict in what they want, what they accept, how they act?
I think a lot of people's interpretations have interpreted things differently, especially because we have no writing specifically from a god. It's all from different people who have saw and interpreted different things differently. But I think there's a good balance of what I believe that people have wrote about the God I believe in that I'm like starting to understand. I'm 19, so I'm still learning more about religion and everything and trying to like separate what I've learned with what I truly believe. But yeah.
What would you say you truly believe as far as the contradictions between people's gods?
What do you mean?
Well, if for instance, well, let me ask it this way. How many gods have you studied?
Mainly one, to be honest, but I have learned other people talk about their religions and I've heard about it, but I don't know a whole lot. But from my parents and what they have interpreted, my mom believes in a higher source and a higher power, and I believe to some extent that a lot of scriptures through history was wrote about a specific god, but it is kind of confusing. There are so many religions out there, and a lot of people believe in a lot of different gods. So
If people believe in so many different gods and ones that you have not heard of or studied, how can you even assume that they are all the same God?
I guess I can't assume they're all the same god, but it's cool to think about that so many different religions and people with different cultures based their religions off of this higher power that I think religion in itself is kind of, even as someone who believes in a god, I can acknowledge that a lot of it is a comfort to people to know what is in the afterlife and to give people a specific set of morals. Even like someone who believes in God, I can admit to that it is a great comfort and it can help different people and where they're at. But I think a lot of
Is
people.
is
Oh, sorry.
comfort the reason why you believe?
I don't think so. I know it can play a part in why I believe, but I don't think it's the entire reason.
How much of a part do you think it is playing?
I think comfort is what a lot of us are looking for, and I think it plays a little bit, but honestly, I don't think that's why I believe in God.
What do you think is the biggest reason why you believe?
I think the biggest reason why I believe in God is just the history behind my own life and what I've seen has happened through prayer and through devotion to an extent, but I think I also view religion in a different way than a lot of Christians view Christianity.
I hear you on that. um, how
Go ahead,
much
Dana.
of how much of how much of the Bible would you say that you kind of hold to as being accurate or true?
I think when viewing the Bible, it's very important to realize it's not God Himself, it's people writing about God and writing
Sure.
and interpret, like, even the Bible itself, it's been translated so many times. It's really hard to give a correct answer
It's
because
you know, I hear that a lot, but the reality is it's not that far off from what it originally was written as
mhm.
in Koine Greek. I do have a version of the Bible that's fairly accurate to the Greek. It was translated into Armenian about like
Mhm.
in the 400s.
Mhm.
So when I look at this and look at how it's translated to English within like the maybe the ESV or the NRSV or something like that, it's not it's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
So
I will
I
say
think we've done a pretty good job at it.
no, I think we've done a good job at it, but it is also, I mean, a lot of the Old Testament is still taken into context of the New Testament, and I feel like the biggest mistranslation was about um like homosexuality and stuff like that. Like I definitely believe that that was mistranslated,
I agree
but
with you.
Wow. Do
and
you do you have
sorry,
like
continue.
yeah, I'm sorry. It's do you have like a maybe a verse you're specifically talking about, or if not, that's okay too. I'm
I
not trying to
do,
press you on it.
if she
Okay.
chooses not to.
I just know the man should not sleep with man, but it was translated and it was originally man should not sleep with a boy, which
Yes.
is very different, drastically different.
Yes.
And that's the one I'm referring to right now.
That's
Is
And
that
exactly where I would have went.
is that in Paul's letters?
I'd have to look it up. But I do know it was translated in the 40s, I believe.
Yes.
And I don't know. I remember I did a bunch of research on this like way back when, but yeah, I remember it was translated like that in the 40s to like steer away from people being gay and stuff like that.
Okay. I guess let me just back up for a minute and maybe ask my question again. How much of the Bible would you say that you hold to as being accurate?
I feel like accurate as in true or accurate as in laws we should like live by.
True.
True?
Yeah.
I believe a lot of it was true. I would say a lot of the Old Testament, like mainly the Old Testament, and some of the New Testament, I mean, obviously depends what book.
Hello, hello, hello. What's happening, people? We were listening to some Bad Polite earlier. It's happening live. It's still going right now, actually. But we're not listening to it anymore. I might go back to it in a sec. I have no idea what we're listening to now. It's working on these cards here. Look at this guy. How you doing there? Tired. I got a few more over here I can color in. What's next on this playlist? What time is it here? 5:05. Ooh, should I go and just try to get another hour of sleep? I could do that. I could do that. Maybe I'll do that. Thanks for joining me, y'all. Nobody's here. Thanks for not hanging out. If you're watching this replay and you got this far, leave a comment. Let me know you got this far. I'm gonna go back to bed, I think. Get some REM, maybe. Try to get a nap in. I'll be back in a little bit. A couple hours of sleep, that'd be good. It's 5:05, 5:06. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure you follow the Batcalite. And me too, if you haven't followed me. Whatever. I don't know, whatever. Thanks for watching the replay. They come from space. They did, they came from space. Adios, muchachos.